Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I am your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and we're back for a second look at Time Rifters, which is about to launch today on Steam for $9.99, around $10 for you. And it's done up by the folks over at Proton Studio, and we're going to take a second look today, check out all the crazy stuff that they've updated, and we're also going to do something a little bit different that I haven't done before on the channel. We're going to be doing a giveaway for this game. The folks at Proton Studio were nice enough to provide me with 10 keys, full keys for this game to give out for you today. So how this is going to work is, well, actually, I'll tell you near the end, or maybe halfway through, and that'll be how you win a copy of this by what you put in the comments. So the first thing that I really enjoyed about this game before was that it's got this really cool loading menu. When you first load into the game, this is the starter lobby, and one of the main features is it's got like this 3D menu. You can actually walk around and adjust your graphics, your resolution, your quality, your sound, and everything. These are all pretty basic. I'm running on a smaller monitor right now because it's what fits on my desk. You can turn off vertical sync, have full screen, and then you have some basic quality settings, image effects, water quality. I've got both of these on high. Can you set them on ultra? Doesn't look like it. And they change pretty noticeably, really fast. So that's kind of cool. And this runs really great. Even on the computer I'm running it on right now, which is a lower end of the middle of the road, to be completely honest with you. This machine is not particularly powerful. And it runs great, I gotta say. So, yeah, and we also have this body now. That was kind of neat. I ran up here when I first loaded in, saw that they had this logo underneath the water, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've got a crazy alien exosuit now. Well, that's neat. But we're going to jump on in here right now and kind of show you guys what the gameplay is like for Time Rifters, because, you know, you're like, well, what is this Time Rift? Am I going through a rip in space and time? Well, not quite. This is more like a self-co-op game, if that makes any sense to you. Built within a first-person shooter that's kind of like if you've ever gone to a carnival and watched like trick shooting or competitive shooting where you gotta shoot all the targets really fast and the fastest time and the most accurate shots wins, some combination therein. It's a lot like that. So we're gonna jump in here to episode 1. There's 3 episodes that make up the game right now, with 5 levels in each. And they're each quite a bit different, so that they challenge you and how you cooperatively play with yourself. And no, that's not a masturbation joke. I am being very literal with that. So let's just jump in here, and we'll play through a couple of the first experiments. So we start out here. We're in this arena. We've got these, for some reason, the 3 other suits. I don't know if there's like people that can play with you. Well, actually I do, but you don't know that quite yet. And so we need to select ourselves a weapon. Previously, we only had the scatter pistol, and we had the flat cannon that was just a shotgun, and I want to say we had like a long-range rifle, which has now become the spread rifle. This little scatter pistol shoots little buckyballs, and they shatter, and they hit everything around them for a little bit of damage. The flat cannon is pretty much the closest you're going to get to a true shotgun. It just shoots a spray of bullet pellets everywhere. Just a single pellet to begin with, so it kind of sucks. But then it moves up pretty quickly. This is a gun that's really only particularly fun if you buy it later on with a lot of money to upgrade it. You can start out with the plasma beam. This is just a laser that keeps constant damage on anything it's pointed at. This so far has been my favorite. Particle ball is like basically it spawns this little laser ball that you can smack stuff with. I've not been able to use this particularly well. It seems like it's a little bit fiddly. Don't know if that's intentional. Rocket launcher shoots a slow rocket, does a lot of damage, takes a moment for it to get there. Spread rifle. It's a rifle that shoots into like an arc. Kinda neat, and we're going to start with this one. And then you've got spread. This increases the number of these bolts that I get. This starts with 3 spread bolts. Focus. This will reduce the spread to closer to 1 beam. And then rapid shoots faster. Punch, it can go through things and shoot the things behind them. And then acid. Acid's what pretty much every weapon gets, and it's really nice, and you'll see that in a moment. So we're just going to jump in here to the first level, which I've obviously played quite a bit. This was in the original demo, and here come the little cubes. Our goal in this game is to shoot anything and everything cube-related, or shoot, that you can shoot at all before it can get away. But already, there's a second line of these spheres, and I really just don't think I'm going to be able to kill all of them, or these undulating UFOs before they reach their exit point. Which is kind of a problem for me, because I want to kill all of these spheres, because if I don't, I can't progress to the next level. Boy, doesn't that just kind of suck. You'll also notice that some of these are dropping little golden cubes. Those are my monies. Those are what are going to allow me to upgrade my weapons and my other weapons. They carry over between alternate playthroughs, so to speak, and playthroughs and levels in a sequence. Alrighty, here's where we kind of change off. I've now got a yellow interface, and who is this chap? Oh, it's another version of me. Hello, other me. Why, aren't you just the handsomest thing? Aw, you're so cute. So as I'm sure you've guessed by now, the game takes a recording, or an instant replay recording, of your character, and, lets you play around with it. So that's why I was sort of straying off to the left side of the arena, primarily, and only focusing on that half, rather than trying desperately to shoot everything in the room. Because this other version of me is now going to take my place where I was last time, and, murder all the things that I was murdering the second that I go through this door. Alright, me, do your stuff, you sexy blue man, you. Ah, yes. So this is where I show you how acid plays into things. As I kind of tag stuff, it's now poisoned. And it will slowly, turn to its own little version of dust as I shoot it in the face. And I just want to quickly tag all these red cubes. The red cubes die relatively quickly. And then I'm going to go over and help the other version of me with his blocks, because I was struggling. It was a dark time in Larry's past, and we just don't talk about that. So, now I'm going to go over here. No blocks escaped from that last wave. And I'm just going to make sure I tag all these red cubes as they leave. And I may need to go into round 3. Yeah, I'm missing some cubes here and there. That's too bad. In order to stop missing out on these last 5 cubes. But I'm not doing too bad for the first 2 waves. Your goal is to just get, at minimum, I believe, 70% in order to progress to the next level. That's bronze tier. 90 and above is gold tier, and 100% is diamond tier. What do I want to play with now? I could show you the particle ball. I don't really like the particle ball. And the other thing that I kind of don't especially like is every weapon gets the access to the sort of damage over time passive perk of acid. And honestly, acid, I like it. It's kind of cool, and this is the ball that it spawns, and you can line up and smack stuff with it. But I wouldn't mind it if some of these weapons had the ability to slow things, or had alternate sort of passive components to them that would allow you to just slow, maybe there's a time dilation passive that lets you hit something and it turns blue or purple or something, and it's now permanently slowed or something until it goes back into its spawn container or it gets destroyed. Something like that would allow me to use one of my alternate selves as almost like a, what's the term? A support role, a support class, if you will, in a certain type of gun. Something that kind of breaks out of just the basic delineation. So as I'm sure you've kind of guessed, it's on the easier side for the first few levels. Just because this is the first sort of tutorial region of it. It's more leeway for error, just so you can learn it and start messing around. And we missed 3 blocks. So we're going to move into the 4th wave. And what do I want to play for 4th wave? Let's do the flak cannon. Let's flak the crap out of everything. Yeah, that'll do just nicely. So there's the other 3 versions of me. And so right now, this is the primary gameplay. However, you can play with your friends. That does appear that they have either the same levels or larger versions of the same levels available for you to play with your friends. So that your friends and you can play with like 8 or more crazy versions of each other, roaming around and doing all of the crazy things. And that seems pretty cool. I mean, I don't have too many qualms. I think the only way you really lose this is if you get below 70%, which is possible. Some of these levels really throw you with a curveball, seemingly out of nowhere, while a lot of the other ones seem kinda on the simple side. But you can definitely lose. You definitely can. It is not the bestest. And we just got 100%, so we have reached diamond status. And then we can continue to the next level, but I'm actually going to hit escape and go back to the main menu. I can also retry from the very start of this sequence of levels. But yeah, that is the crux of the game. And so you can eventually get through all these weird levels, and some of them have some different-y environments, like one like right here, Arena 3 in Episode 2 is like you're playing Boson X. It's a really fun game. And eventually you get here to destroy this weird spherical automaton at the end of Episode 3. And he kind of appears throughout these levels, and you let him out in one of them accidentally. It's the dangdest thing. I guess I should have said spoilers, but it's not too much of a big weird mystery. So there's like a subtle environmental lead-in to the story, and it's very almost Portal-esque. And maybe eventually these doors back here will open, and you'll have access to additional missions and episodes as the game goes on. But right now, I believe you only have these 3 episodes. You might have more because I'm just playing a sort of preview copy for beta testers to utilize. But this is what I've got access to, and it's pretty fun so far. So let's just jump in here and show you guys a more complicated stranger level that you might be interested in. Alright, so we're playing this level independent of the other levels. This is going back and playing a single level, and I can upgrade the weapons as much as I want. Over here, my money, it's at infinite. Oh, and they've got an FPS reader. Okay, so as you can see, even at full stats, full resolution, my FPS is way over 60. It's at 205, even when I'm shooting the bejesus out of everything. That's kind of neat. So this shows you that this game performs really well. What do we got? Laser beam, particle ball. You know what? For in here, I'm probably gonna want the scatter rifle. Let's throw on some acid. A couple in here, one in here. Maybe a couple in punch. I don't want to level this gun up too much, because then you won't be able to see anything interesting. And so, now it's got like 5-ish shots. It's kind of cool. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. Rebuy this. I want acid, couple levels of punch, couple of this, one of this, couple of that. That's perfect. And also in the individual replays for any of the levels, you can change your weapon. So that if you buy the wrong one accidentally, you know, no worries. So in here, we're in some sort of strange cave underground, which I believe plays into the sort of subtle story behind this game. It's a lot like Cube, honestly, if I had to give you a vibe. It's like there's stuff happening, and it's really cool, but it's very subtle, and there's no, like, distinctive explanation. And so, the other thing that's different about this level is this is another, like, reddish creature, but it's like a full-on deadly snake. Isn't he neat? And so you gotta shoot him to get back through here. You gotta shoot the crud out of him in order to reach all of these different cubes. And that was different. The only thing I think I would change about this is if you don't continuously keep him under control, he should inch back towards you, and eventually, if you don't keep him under control, he should be able to eat and kill you. I think that would be kind of neat. Because currently there's really no way for your character to die. There's not like a hole you can fall in or anything. There's like it's like an old mine shaft we're hanging out in. Let's see, what do I want for this wave? I think I'll get the Explodey. We get To the Moon, which gives us a bonus rocket once it murders stuff. The rockets, these each give us an extra rocket that this shoots. So we can get it up to like 6 rockets. Increase the speed a little bit. We've got acid. I think we're good to go. And this will absolutely annihilate these critters. There is just no competition here. But yeah, I kind of like this game. The other thing is, I kind of wish a few of these levels were a little bit more open-worldy and took you a little bit longer, so that you ended up spending a little bit extra time in maybe like a challenge level somewhere or something. For example, you gotta like go through different rooms, and instead of like having a ridiculous timer, it would be interesting if you had really complex block puzzles that you had to shoot certain blocks to move them, or, you know... Oh wow, he explodes in a fiery curtain of the delicious gold blocks. Or, you know, just having, like, slow, at-your-own-pace sort of puzzle levels to go in with the sort of blocky challenge levels, you know? I think that would be a nice touch. Oh, we missed one. Oh well. Let's just jump back to the main menu. Alright, so I guess now that we've taken a kind of a nice look at everything going on here, let's talk about the giveaway. So I have got 10 copies, full copies of this game to give away to you fine users. Given to me by the lovely folks at Proton Studios as sort of like a thank you for doing the original demo video. So if you would like one of these copies of this game, feel free to comment on this video and tell me your opinion of what you see. What is your initial feeling about this game, and what do you think about it? So long as your comments are civil, I don't mind if it's a negative comment or if it's a positive comment. Just keep it polite, and I think we'll do just fine. Alternatively, if you're not sure you have a really good opinion on this, or you're not really sure of whatever, as an alternative, you can draw a piece of fan art for this lovely game, and put it up on Imgur, and share it with everybody in the comments. Maybe you want to draw a picture of one of these crazy exosuit characters in a unique style. Maybe you want to draw a picture of this dragon snake from in here. It's completely up to you, so long as it's somehow related to time rifters or your interpretation of how, like, the replay or the time rifting stuff goes. You could even look up this spiky ball thing in the old video and draw it doing something weird with tentacles. So long as it's mostly appropriate and not particularly sexual, because it's, you know, YouTube and we want to be considerate of other YouTubers, I will keep it in the comments and consider it for winning one of the 10 codes. Be sure that you do participate if you watch this video, because if you don't get these codes, I'm not just going to give them back. I'm going to give them out to some random Twitter hobos, or I'm going to keep one for myself and give some to my friends. And we'll play all of this game without you. That would be just too bad. I think we'll end off by playing this level, Arena number 5. It's a different-y level, kind of complicated and difficult. So, yeah, let's do that. Let's see here, number 5. So this arena is kind of on the annoying side. Let's try the scatter gun. Let's buff the scatter. Plasma, let's get the reflect, so that it bounces every which flippin' way. Yeah, see, it's kind of like a little ping pong ball that shatters into a bazillion other ping pong balls. So we'll just jump in here. We're in a lovely forest biome. This really makes me wonder if this is like some sort of weird experiment in this game. If there is some sort of subtle... Wow, there's a lot of these. This is a really hard level. I don't remember how I did this before. But it's got some really nice subtleties to it. So it makes me think like maybe you're in some sort of crazy underground laboratory where like some geometry-related creature... These are like leaves falling. Is creating like plant life and animal life out of like cubes and stuff. In fact, there's another level I think I'll quickly show you after I play around here for a minute. And it makes me think like they're going to try and take over the world or something weird, and you got to like stop them. You're just some human test subject. Maybe you're an automaton. And it could end up being like, you know, like Cube, where instead of escaping... spoilers for anyone who hasn't played Cube and wants to. But at the end, you're in some sort of weird, crazy orbital moon base, and you eventually escape and get launched back to Earth. And so I think it would be cool if you were like in some sort of weird underground laboratory, maybe kind of sort of similar to like Portal 2, and then you go through this crazy spiral double blocky helix level, and you escape as the geometric ship that brought all these crazy alien life forms to this planet escapes into orbit and then gets like shot down by some weapon you discover somewhere in the game. Doesn't necessarily need a storyline. Not every game needs a story. I will say that now. However, you know, I'm just a fan of them, even if it's just a subtle environmental story. So I think that'd be kind of nice. As it is, it's a nice little sort of tactical puzzle shooter. It doesn't need too much else. I just think it could do with some like slow puzzle levels and maybe some different perks on the guns, and it would be pretty well rounded. But you know, this is no longer a first look in development. This may just be what this game ends up staying as. But I have a feeling that, you know, the folks at Proton Studios might not be opposed to more additions to the game. And I would definitely look forward to those. Alright, what do I want to round this off with? You know, just for the heck of it, let's upgrade the crap out of the spread rifle, and I'll show you what it looks like when you've got full focus and full punch and everything, because it's a little bit ridiculous. It just shoots one massive laser that's like 17 lasers combined into one. It lets me annihilate these gold blocks, which are like logic cubes or something. They're like super important, super impressive, and they're really hard to shoot and kill. They have almost always escaped me in this level. I don't usually get both of them unless I really try to. But I have not gotten 100% on this level. This is a very difficult level. There's a lot of stuff moving around in a lot of different places. There's not a lot of time between them when they come out and start touching stuff and touching your butt. I mean, you really need almost all four ways for this. So yeah, that's all for right now. If you're interested in Time Rifters, there are links in the description. It is up and available today for $9.99. It may be on a launch sale that's been really popular with different indie studios lately. It's very inexpensive, and you know what? This is a guaranteed 60 minutes of content if you don't replay these levels to try and beat your high score on the leaderboards. There was a lot of contention in the first level for leaderboards. A lot of the other beta testers did super well with like 100% on all of these. But then you get into episode 2, and I'm like ranked 14 of 35. It gets much harder very quickly. And you eventually kill the boss. So yeah, I definitely think it's worth the $9.99. You could definitely get a minimum of an hour's worth of replayability out of this. I've gotten quite a bit more. And then you've also got some co-op with your friends and the possibility of more content coming your way in the form of additional chapters as this game continues to get developed. So, yeah. As a few notes for some of the other hardcore folks in the PC Master Race, this is a game that is for PC primarily, I believe only for the moment. This is available with Oculus Rift Dev Kit 1 and 2 support. If you have an Oculus Rift, you can play it in glorious virtual reality 3D. Comes built right into the Steam version. You don't even have to download it off the Oculus Store. And yeah, make sure that you enter your comments for the giveaway for one of the keys to this lovely game by Proton Studio. And that's it for right now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Ta-ta for now.